Hello. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty sick today, so I figured I'd play something chill. I'm noticing there is a big potato in this game, and that sounded intriguing, so I think I'll try to do that. So let's see what it says. 200,000 deliveries of potatoes, or the big potato, from any city in Idaho. So that means I have to be in Idaho and then pick it up from there, it looks like. When a player completes one, it completes their personal goal from any city in Idaho. Okay. External contracts. All jobs need to be 100 miles or more. And if a player, we get 2 Steam inventory items for the cabin: an air freshener and Idaho potato sticker. I like that. I want that. So hopefully the community gets it. So this will be fun. I was already excited because I saw this game got updated with multiplayer. So I really want to try that out, but I didn't plan for that for today. What is this email? Okay. Super extra large cargo. Alright, well, let's check out the job market. What is the... Oh yeah, convoys is multiplayer. I'm like, what is that? Yeah, they've changed things up. Every time I play this game, even if it's only a little while, they change something. I haven't been to Idaho because I just bought it. So I guess what we're going to do is... this is going to be lame. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is the old-fashioned way, which is I'm going to drive all the way up there and then pick up something from there. Kind of lame, but let's see what we got. Give me something to Idaho, please. Ooh, I'm getting there. I skipped this page. Okay, that one might be doable. All the way to Nevada as a stopover. Come on. Gotta have something to Idaho. Oh, ho, ho, there we go. Oh boy. Los Angeles to Pocatello. And I get to drive through Utah again. That'll be fun. Okay, let's do that. Begin delivery. Okay, make sure I'm not messing this up. This is external, which means I have to use my truck. I was trying to figure if I had to click on Freight Market or something, but... Okay, here we go. So if you haven't seen my truck yet, nice and purple, beautiful. What is this, a Peterbilt? Yeah. I like it. It's a big beefy truck. What's my gas at? I guess it's just that. I can't remember how to check the actual gas level. I guess I have to look at my actual meter. Is there a gauge for that? Where is it? There's oil. Probably coolant. Parking brake. I don't know. Not important. There's a gas station right there, so I'll just get that. Own personal gas station. But anyway, I want to reiterate, there's a multiplayer in this game now, and I just found that out 5 minutes ago, so I'm real excited to convince someone I know to play this game. Notice I have over $100,000, but I'm not going to be buying anything. I think I have about $300,000 of loans that I'm paying off for the last couple like things I bought. I think I bought a second garage. Hold on, just 1 second. I just realized my chair is way leaned back and it is not comfortable. So let me fix that. Someone was sitting in my chair, so it's all messed up. Alright. Oh, hold on. Okay, so there we go. Much better. Okay. Alright, quick save still works. We're doing an external contract, so there's no save scumming allowed. So try not to damage it too much as I go an extremely long car ride. This is a car ride I've actually done before. All the way from Southern California all the way up through Utah. So this will be nice and relaxing. Hope you enjoy. I don't have too much to say. I was going to make some stream announcements and I'll probably go quiet until someone chats in the chat room. Let me think. There are a few games I want to showcase. So I've been doing that once in a while on my channel. And especially for the YouTube audience, where people can consume the video at their own pace. It's not limited. It's been nice to showcase obscure games. So Kingsway is one I already promised. So get at least one stream of Kingsway coming up in the near future. More Gehren's Greed. And then I started thinking of other games today. I'm like, it would be nice to play some of these other ones. And I keep saying I could probably wait until the anniversary, which will be the 8-year anniversary this fall for Bear Stearns Bravo. So that'll be fun. I heard there were changes. I can't remember what they were. I got an email, that's right, from the creator. Because my email's still registered. And it said that they updated the website or something, and so I'm curious if they happen to that's not very helpful. If they happen to upgrade, what am I backing into? Anything else, secretly added an update or something. Bear Stearns Bravo is interesting. It's a alternate reality game that I was really interested and involved in right as it was coming out in 2013. And it was my first alternate reality game. I thought it was really cool, a lot of fun. The game itself that they came up with as kind of the capstone of the experience is amazing and funny and stuff. So hopefully I can stream it. I haven't seen anyone else get DMCA takedowns except maybe for the credit song. I'll probably have to mute, but everything else is probably fine. Awesome. Yeah, so look forward to that. It's a choice-based adventure game. I was gonna say point-and-click adventure, but it rarely has interactivity like that. It's usually just picking among options, like a what would you call that? Like a visual novel, choose-your-own-adventure story, basically. Except it's full motion video, so it has that kind of a feel of like a 90s full motion video, choose your own adventure. Lots of fun. Lots of good satire of the economic crisis of 2008. So that'll be on my channel at some point. I actually tracked down a lot of the videos. So originally, I don't know if this is something they changed on the website when they fixed it recently or changed it, but everything was linked to YouTube. So if you're logged into your YouTube and you played the game in your browser, then it would add to your YouTube history all of the videos that played as part of the game. So normally those should be hidden. It's not developer intended as far as I can tell. But all the videos are private links on YouTube. But if you have your history open because you're logged in, then all gets saved to your history. And even though they all have like impossible to guess like file names. They're just a bunch of gibberish, hexadecimal gibberish that's internally linked in the game itself as it runs on the website. Being logged in means you could individually watch the videos and rewatch them later without having to play the game, which is pretty cool. I saved some of them. It's something that I hope stays archived, and it's something I want to preserve, because whenever I Google it and see what people say, most people either have a misconception about what it even is or barely scratch the surface of a paragraph explanation of what it is without too many full playthroughs of the game online or people that had experience. The website that was dedicated to the ARG originally, dedicated by the fans, it no longer exists. So most of the resources that people pulled together and all that work from the community is just gone because the website went down because they probably just stopped paying to host it. And so all those resources I don't think exist on the internet anywhere. It'd be really hard to have to track down people that were part of it probably to see if they have archives, which is a big shame. It makes me worry that the game won't be archived for future generations to enjoy and understand. And it really is a good piece of satire, so a lot of genuinely funny moments and quirky weirdness in the writing. So it'll be something that I want to bring to a larger audience. It'll be fun. So there's that. Bear Shirts Bravo. Kingsway is RPG. Like, it's very unique, and I wish more games will copy it or take inspiration, and that's why I want to showcase it. But it's a desktop simulator. There's a lot of games that will do things like, it's like an old computer, you have to click on things and open files and whatever. But the RPG itself is built into how you interact with the Windows desktop. And so you're fighting an enemy in real time, clicking on buttons on your screen, and they might have an attack that minimizes your windows so you can't attack until you maximize them again, or the window that you need to click on to attack them is moving all over the screen like a pop-up or something. So a lot of the game has that kind of interesting feel, and because it's in real time, you gotta find which folder you saved your health potion in so you can heal on time without dying, stuff like that. Very unique, very fun game. I've only played it a bit. I beat it the first time I played it, and so that didn't really put me off of it, but I felt like I had a pretty good experience. Only played it a few times after that. Game's a few years old now, but definitely more people should know about it. It's still worth buying, so I'll showcase that. The other ones I still haven't beaten. Faster Than Light and Papers, Please, two indie classics that are often pointed to as part of the indie revolution of the mid-2010s. There's a lot of those indie gems that really pushed into being almost household names for video games. I just looked over, let's see, how long ago was that comment? Sorry, which game are you talking about? Kingsway was the one I was just mentioning, the one that has RPG elements and is a desktop simulator. It's amazing. I'll play it probably the next stream, or fairly soon. It's been on my radar to stream for a while. But yeah, Kingsway, all one word. It's on Steam, pretty cheap. But it was one of those things where I used to check Steam every day. Yeah, that's the one. So Kingsway with Windows. It's like an old school, Dungeons and Dragons RPG, but with action mechanics on clicking on windows and managing your open Explorer windows and stuff. And it's very interesting. Yeah. Some of the mechanics too are dragging things over another window, or there's all sorts of fun little things in that game, and just the base RPG is solid, and that's what makes it a fun game. Because if it was only a gimmick and no core mechanics that were fun, then it wouldn't be fun. But there's a level up system where you can do all sorts of fun skills that you gain with each level up. I almost always go enemies that you have to block their attacks or they do way too much damage. So you can get a few attacks in and block between every one of their actions if you're fast enough. But who knows? I could try something else, like a dodging build, evasion build. I've never tried that. Strength builds are fun. They're just very slow. But yeah, Kingsway is good. Papers, Please, another game I played a few hours of over the years. I always tell people to play it, but I haven't even beaten it. So it's one of those games that gets tiring. I get anxious playing it, and it's hard to play more than like maybe 20-30 minutes at a time. So I've never beaten it, and I might just start a fresh save file or start from day one and then try to beat it, get some of the endings. Certainly got some of the bad endings where you die, but very fun game that I should just finish on stream someday. Rogue is still on my list as just a game I will beat on stream. Rogue for Amiga. That's coming up. Yeah, and thanks for joining, viewer. My YouTube channel has a bunch of obscure games that I'm starting to put on there. Funny enough, one of them, most of the traffic to my channel is because I'm one of the only English streamers to play a particular Japanese game that I didn't know existed until last year, and I want more people to know about it, because I wish I knew about it earlier. The Mobile Suit Gundam Garen's Greed, which is a strategy game. So for anyone interested in strategy games, it's really, really solid, and it's for the PSP. Easily emulated for people that want to do that with an English patch. But yeah, I'm getting more and more into importing Japanese games and even learning Japanese now. Getting more serious about my learning, to where even today I was practicing writing my hiragana so they're nice and clean looking. And it's pretty easy now for me to listen to someone talking and then translate into hiragana, at least, because I know all the sounds. Fortunately, most of the words they're probably saying end up being kanji if I were to write them, but it's a start. Kanji takes a bit longer, but I think I'll have a grade school child level of writing skill in Japanese within a couple of years. That's my goal. So I can go on vacation. Hey, look at this. Where are we on the map? Oh, that's the quick save, not the map. That's the map. Nope, that's not the map. This is the map. Okay, we're going up to Barstow. I see where we are. So we went this way. So notice we're on the I-15 instead of 14 freeway. Over on the west side that you can see on the map. But yeah. I know this route too. Lots of Joshua trees. What is that supposed to represent? It's fun how this game is like an entire city or town would be a single building. I get a kick out of that. Alright. Oh, is this what I'm carrying? It's like gravel? Whatever. But if you're just joining, the goal of today is to make it to Idaho and do the event, which is taking one giant potato load and delivering it. It looks really silly and fun, so that's what we're gonna do. I woke up today, it's pretty sick, and a few hours into my day I'm thinking, I just need something to keep me awake and active, and so this game came to mind. So glad they have updates, and hopefully I'll play multiplayer sometime soon. I need to find who on my list has this game, or who I can convince to get it. I'll have to see how multiplayer works with DLC though, because I have all the DLC right now, and so if I can buy this game for like my brother, and then he joins my session and still has access to everything, that would be perfect. That would be the goal. I just realized this whole time I haven't been using cruise control, so I should probably do that. Alright, well, I think that's just about it for stream announcements. Where Anything else? SnowRunner, I'm still waiting for big updates to do much more of that. Maybe some multiplayer in the near future. It's never a bad day to just play a little bit on my PC copy of the game. Still sad about the Switch copy and the bugs, game-breaking bugs. Very sad. But I'm sure they'll fix it. Oh, other updates. So I bought Skyward Sword HD. I thought about streaming it, but I've enjoyed it more just playing it 20 or 30 minutes at a time in handheld mode and then putting it away. Since I've been back at work, I haven't had a ton of time for games, except when I'm feeling sick. But yeah, I just figured I wouldn't stream it. I did finish Spirit Tracks like I said I would, so Zelda Spirit Tracks. I believe it's the worst in the entire series. So there's my review. If you have a choice, Spirit Tracks is not the best representation of the Zelda game. Also, handheld control. Yeah, it's one of those things I was thinking about when people were talking about Skyward Sword. I realized the way I see control schemes is I don't mind motion controls. The issue is if they're consistent, because people the reason why controllers have lasted for decades as a control input is because the buttons have on most controllers the buttons are 100% accuracy rate, like you intention to completion rate. So you intend to push that button, it gets pushed, and the action happens on screen, like no problem, like almost every time. Like maybe one in every 1,000 or 10,000 button pushes does the push not get registered. But you do something like touchscreen controls on the DS, or even on my 3DS playing the game, and it's pretty terrible. Where I intend to slash my sword, and half the time it doesn't slash, or trying to do a roll, at least in Phantom Hourglass, was a huge pain. You had to draw a swirl, and it was nearly impossible. It'd take 5 tries to get it. At least they changed it to a double tap for Spirit Tracks, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Same for Skyward Sword. It's even if it's 90% accurate to what your intention was for motion controls, that's not 100%. It's not 99.99%, so that can be a problem. I've been using button controls only because it's just accurate, and I have no problem. Sometimes I freak out with the right thumbstick. You're supposed to swing your sword with the right stick on the Joy-Cons, and if I start getting flustered for trying to move and attack an enemy that's trying to block me, sometimes I just rotate it around in a circle like I'm trying to do a spin attack in a different game, and it just does nothing. I just move my arm around slightly. Link does nothing, no attacks. So it's kind of funny to see, but that only happens when I'm a bit flustered. And then I go, oh yeah, I have to smash it back left to right in order to back and forth to do a spin attack. Sometimes I miss that, or an execute attack, you gotta do kind of the same thing. And in the moment, you're like, oh yeah, I have to do this real fast or else I'll miss my opportunity. So that can be a little bit annoying, but honestly, I've been really enjoying it. Controls and all. Skyward Sword is a good game. It's my first playthrough. So right now I'm on the recommend, and it feels very much like Twilight Princess. Those two were near each other in time, but really they feel very similar and look similar. You can see too how Skyward Sword is a stepping stone to Breath of the Wild. So I'll reserve judgment for now on it, but Skyward Sword, I'm having a blast, and I've actually, with the other games, I was just trying to rush them out of the way before I got to Skyward Sword, so I can say I've beaten every game. But I don't feel that way at all about Skyward Sword. I'm taking it slow. And missing the finishing moves. I had one time I died because of it recently. I was very sad because I'm like, oh yeah, I finally beat this final enemy, and then I missed it, got too close, and he got back up and killed me. But yeah, that game, it's interesting. I'm glad they opened things wide open in Breath of the Wild for not just in the landscape, but the inventory. Like, people complain about limited inventory in Breath of the Wild, but you play Skyward Sword, it's like, alright, you got 4 optional slots. Some of those go to, like, expanding your the size of your bomb inventory or something. Like, it's not even necessarily an item. So yeah, gosh, I keep thinking about Breath of the Wild too. It's just such an amazing game. So many cool things, and it's such a big game too. I'm excited for the sequel next year. I think I consider it still my #1 favorite Zelda game, especially out of 3D. That's an easy pick for Breath of the Wild. But I don't know. Link's Awakening was one of my first games ever. It's still kind of considered my favorite game for personal reasons, but like nostalgia. But as far as critique, Breath of the Wild probably is better. Someone asked me today what games I'm looking forward to, and I'm gonna get Advance Wars Remastered. That's coming out in the fall, and so is Metroid Dread. I enjoyed the 3DS Metroid. What was it called? Samus Returns. Definitely felt like more than just a remaster. It was definitely a remake. Because Metroid 2, one of my first ever internet purchases on eBay way back in the day. And just because I wanted to play another Metroid game, and it was good. Metroid 2 is a good game. So, Samus Returns is kind of its own thing, but it was good. Good enough that I'd play another game in that same design space, which it looks like Metroid Dread is like the 360-degree aiming. I think that's the perfect place to take the game, the series. And the pairing was okay. Something I should just get used to more. My problem with Samus Returns was that there were just too many things going on for like button combinations and stuff. Like, you gotta hold this button while aiming with one thumb, while holding still, and then press this button to shoot a missile, and then immediately after you hit the enemy, then it attacks you and you have to press a different button to parry, and then once you parry, you have to switch back to regular shots so you don't waste your missiles, and then aim at it and then shoot, and all of that happens within 1 second. So it's very complicated, some of the stuff it expected you to do, and it just isn't quite there for making it like clear and fun. Like, I'd have to play through it a second time to get the full enjoyment of the controls, because of how long it takes to master. Alright, let's take a look at my truck. Look at that. Wow, it's crazy. I'm already all the way into Las Vegas, it seems. What else? There might be a few other games on Switch I might stream. Haven't decided. Some options now that I have a capture card. It works surprisingly well. I'm very happy with it for how cheap it was. It was like $30 or something. Or no, maybe I got the $50 one. I don't remember. But it works. It's advertised, and that's what's important. Hello. Try to get over. Alright, let's take a look. How much damage do I have? Oof, took some damage on the train. So I don't know if anyone's played this game, but they added owning your own trailers. And what I assume is that you do have to go to your garage, pick it up, take it to where you're picking up the cargo, and the only benefit of doing that is, I guess, you get paid a little bit more. Like, I guess there's an implicit trailer renting fee if you don't do that. So if you own it, you can earn back a few $1,000 a delivery probably. But I have no idea. That's just my assumption. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if you're who I think you are, which you might not be. Lupus Ursa. That name does not seem familiar to me at all. But are you someone I know in real life, or just a random viewer or a follower? I feel like I should know this, but nothing's coming to mind. Oh, by the way, this section of this long drive is like my least favorite. Doing this at night would not be fun. This section of canyon in real life. And now I'm already out. I think it's only like 20 or 30 minutes that you're in the canyon, but it can be pretty scary, especially since you can turn a corner and there's boulders in the road falling off the cliffs. Happens pretty often. Everyone's mad at me. Sorry, my truck is so slow. They got around. Truck. Glad I picked this one a long time ago. Can't tell if my truck is just slow or if my cruise control is not updating. I think my truck is just slow because I'm hitting the increase cruise control. Oh yeah, okay. I thought it was Zach. I'm like, wait a minute, is that Zach? Yeah, I get you. Because I thought I'd seen it before at some point. You typed something when we were talking or something, or I don't know. But now I know. Oh, yeah. You can alert, you can bypass the way station. Oh, that freaked me out. Gosh. I thought I had to get over it. But yeah, by the way, this game is multiplayer. Just saying. Put it on your list, because I'm going to look into what it's going to take, but official multiplayer finally for this game. It only took years. And it was a pleasant surprise to start up the game, and it's like, oh, by the way, we now support multiplayer in lobbies of update people. It's kind of like SnowRunner, where one person hosts, everyone joins on them. I'll look into how that works with DLC. I'm sure they have an FAQ to explain it. But yeah, this ever since last time I bought Utah and Idaho and whatever else they added recently, Colorado, I think. I might have already had that one. But it's really cool to be able to drive in all these real locations. Like this drive, like I said, I've done this drive before many times, and it's very uncanny to be driving it, but in like 1/10 scale about, or 1/8 scale. So instead of 10 hours, it takes like an hour. Yeah, this is good stuff. But yeah, if I own all the DLC now, so I figure if you or if my brother get it, then all I have to do is make my own lobby and everyone joins on. And they were saying stuff like they've just barely added synchronized multiplayer to where every delivery, I guess the host picks a delivery and then everyone automatically gets teleported there, and everyone accepts it at the same time. So it's convoy mode. It's designed so that all of you are doing the exact same thing at the same time. So that's pretty cool. Just an easy way. Because I remember multiplayer ones, like people would have to manually figure out, like, okay, what's the name? Like, where are we starting? Who's the client? And then try to get everybody to go the same road. But now everything's integrated to make it easy for what people want, which is driving with your buddies on the same road. And they even say there's AI stuff, like even the mod stuff. I still, to this day, I don't think they have the AI vehicles working on the online servers. They just don't have them. But yeah, I usually play with tickets off so I can run red lights and stuff. It just makes the game a little bit more fun. I usually stop at red lights anyway, but if I'm in a hurry, then I'll run them. Or speed. Like right now I'm doing an online contract, so it marks things in real time for how much time I have to complete it, but it also makes it so you're not allowed to speed and you're not allowed to like save scum, because it'll automatically save exactly your progress and how much damage you have, like very consistently, so there's no getting out of it if you crash really bad. On the normal game, if you save right, every minute or so, then you crash, then you just go load and you're fine. So that's one thing to know. So I have 21 hours of real time to complete this. Usually the online contracts are also worth more, so that's why I do them. And I'm very curious to see what this potato event is going to look like, with one massive potato that I'm going to deliver. I think you can change the time of day at will. I'm not sure if it's like SnowRunner. Like I'm playing contract mode, real online contract, if the time is locked in to where I can't change it. But night looks okay. I don't know how to turn on my brights on my controller, since I had to remap all the buttons to my controller. This game's pretty low in intensity. Like I'm playing at 4K resolution right now on my screen, and it's like not even taxing my graphics card. It's just pretty basic. And I have a bunch of post-processing effects and all that. You can tell there's some aliasing still, even with anti-aliasing on, so that's a bit of a shame, but oh well. I bet there's some mods for that to make this game extra pretty. I just haven't checked them out. One thing I keep forgetting in this game is you have to manually go into a city to have it be discovered, and for a lot of buildings you have to drive right up to the building for them to be discovered. So for some things that matters, like if you're fast traveling, most of the time you can only fast travel with your truck if you own a garage in the city you're going to. So right now I think I have 2 garages. That's not very much. But if you at least discover a city, you can take quick contracts from there and borrow a truck. So basically, I guess the idea is you took the bus to that city, use the company truck for whatever company you're working for, and then you can do delivery, which I attempted to do at the beginning of the stream, but I had never been to Idaho. So this will be the Idaho stream, where I have to go discover Idaho cities so I can take their contracts. Yeah, things are going pretty good. I have my work cut out for me at my job. Went into the office yesterday, so too bad I didn't feel too good today, but as soon as I feel better, I can just work on it from home now, since I'm clued in to what I'm doing. It's pretty good. Provo, Salt Lake City, we're almost there already. Okay, yeah, we're down at the 70 energy distance. Goes by fast. This drive through Utah, especially at night where you can't see the plains and the mountains. Not much to see. Let's see if there's anything else coming up. There's a bunch of games on my wish list coming out. A lot of good games that got delayed, so it's pretty exciting. I'm glad Skyward Sword turned out well, because it is the last game on my list of Zelda games. Technically, I still have Four Swords Adventure and what's the other one? Mine went blank. The other one that's just like Four Swords Adventure. That's for DS, I think. And then all the spin-off games, like there are 3 Tingle games. He has his own games. So I might play those at some point. Too bad I can't stream them. It's a very delicate process to get your 3DS modified for streaming, where you have to insert a board, basically like a internal capture card to the 3DS in order to make that work, to output the displays for recording. So I don't think that's on my agenda ever. I might buy Advance Wars physical. I did with Zelda. I was just thinking how funny it is. My Zelda collection, technically I own a physical copy of every Zelda game. Not necessarily every version. So like for first Zelda, I have the GBA version. Zelda 2, I have the NES Classic, so I'm counting that. But maybe I should get the GBA Zelda 2. That might be worth it. Anyway, but what's funny is there's only one that I don't have physical, and I was just dumb about it. I think I just wanted to play it day one. I didn't want to worry about shipping, so I bought Link's Awakening Remastered on Switch. That's the only Zelda game I own, only digital. So that's kind of funny. I mean, technically I already own Link's Awakening. Like, I have 3 copies of the game, so it's just the Game Boy versions. Yeah, Four Swords in co-op is fun. What's funny is I have the Game Boy attachment on GameCube. They made a GameCube version of that game so that you could play it just with the GameCube version, plugging in GameCube controllers. But technically it should be possible for me to use plugged into my GameCube the GBA game of Four Swords Adventure, but then I believe the way that game works is you had to have actual Game Boys plugged in, which is kind of dumb. It's like I'm using it like on a screen. I guess it makes sense because everyone sees a different thing in the original. They don't share a screen, but I mean, I have one Game Boy Advance. If other people had Game Boy Advances and link cables, technically we could play it. It'd just be kind of weird. So that's kind of a funny thing. I have one cable that connects GBA to the GameCube connector, and I got it because that's kind of my preferred way if I was going to stream a physical copy of a Game Boy game, is using the actual Game Boy as my controller, because it's just more natural than a GameCube controller for those games. Yeah, oh yeah. Nowadays, like, my problem was I bought I was still a kid and I bought a 4-way adapter, but I guess it was just like a scam or something, because it only had 4 cables coming out of a central, like, nexus point, but if you plugged it into multiple Game Boys, it never worked. So it's probably just a scam, or it broke before I opened the packaging or something. Yeah, now I have controller port to Game Boy port for GameCube, and that's my only cable. games, I discovered the original Game Boy had a headphones port. I'm like, oh, okay, we're safe. I was thinking, like, why didn't my parents tell me this? Like, they were always complaining about the Game Boy making noise. They could have just given me a set of headphones, and then they'd never hear it again. But it's at the bottom of the Game Boy. And, like, I remember that as a kid, and I'm like, I didn't know that went to anything. That was just, like, a hole. Like, it was part of the plastic casing that, I don't know, when they put it together and connected the two halves of the clamshell, that they just had that there. But no, that's a port. Just kind of funny to think about all these years later. I need to find some people that want to do Game Boy case modding, because I have 2 Game Boys, original Game Boys, and LCDs from that era, or in general, I should say, they get screen rot, where the pixels start to not work properly and look like just black all the time. So both the Game Boys are starting to get screen rot, so they're not very useful on their own, but people like to take the original cases and the guts and connect up a new, like, modern backlit LCD, and so it's like a nice, pretty revamped Game Boy. Like, there's a big aftermarket for that kind of stuff, so I've considered doing it myself, but, like, I don't have a use for it. I would just end up selling it. So I might as well sell it to someone who would want to do the whole process. I saw that Steam Deck that's coming out. I did pre-order it, but the pre-orders aren't final, so I can always back out. I just figured if in 6 months I want to buy that, then I have a pre-order. It's something I've always wanted, and honestly I would have bought one less Switch and probably a lot less of other things if that had come out earlier. It's being able to play games like FTL in handheld is something I've been trying to do for years. But FTL is an old enough game that they didn't port it to any handhelds. It was on old iOS and Android, but it doesn't work anymore with modern phones. It's not available. So I figured that would be a way I could beat it, is if I get a Steam Deck and play those kind of games. Papers, Please came into PS Vita, so I can play it on there, but honestly, having to use the buttons and touchscreen for that isn't ideal on that small screen. Mouse and keyboard work much better for Papers, Please. FTL, on the other hand, you can pause anytime, so I'm down to use the small screen. Gosh, that game is so hard. I was watching someone play it recently, and they seem to almost always get a win. I'm like, how are they that good? Because I feel like I do all the same things of knowing how to manage my ship for the end game, and then I still just get absolutely destroyed by the final boss. That game, they just made the 3-phase massive final boss too hard. I guess I could play on easy. That might make it happen. Yeah, Steam Deck is pretty cool. I really hope it does stimulate the market for competition. Like, I'm so glad Steam jumped in and did something big like that, because someone was mentioning everything they've done hardware-wise, pretty much it's been a bit of a flop, or it hasn't affected the market too much. I would argue the VR headset they came up with did have a big impact, but everything else they've done is kind of when it comes to hardware. So I guess it'll just depend on the actual longevity of the buttons, controller parts, and I don't know how good the touch sensitivity on the front stuff is. That's going to be important. I don't even know, does it even have a touchscreen? I feel like it doesn't. So I don't know how, like, a touchscreen would make it just a little bit more convenient than using touch buttons, like the mini trackpads that they have. Especially because a lot of games they get ported to PC, end up still having touch controls from like being a mobile game or a Switch game. So it'd be nice if they have that option. Dude, yeah, like, and if you're thinking of gaming PCs in general, that's another thing I'm thinking is I need to upgrade my motherboard on my PC. Like, it runs fine, but it's old. My CPU and stuff is old. But, like, you know, for the hundreds of bucks for the motherboard and hundreds of bucks for a nice CPU, I could just buy a Steam Deck and not even worry about my computer. I haven't been using it as much. Like, I have a laptop for remotely connecting to my work. My desktop does it too. Okay, that time it was warranted. Where's this guy going? He's like, oh, just kidding. I've never seen them do that, where he's like, oh, I gotta go to the port of entry. Just kidding. Yeah, they made the AI a little bit more advanced to do weird stuff that real humans do, like accidentally almost exit. It does have a touchscreen, okay, cool. And that's another thing, is I want to see how good the touchscreen is too. Like, some of those little things will be what push me over the edge, because if everything is like as good as I hope it is, like, it's a no-brainer that I'll get it. Even if I don't play games that much, having a handheld PC that is that good is the kind of gadget I want. A few years back, I bought a compute stick, which is a small computer that you can plug into the back of a TV, and instead of just getting a Roku or whatever, you can just run Windows for like $100 at the back of your TV and plug mice into it, and keyboards and stuff. So I have one of those, but it was more of a novelty. I haven't found a really good use for it, since I can plug a controller into it and use it as like a low-power PC to play some of my older Steam games, and like old games like Rogue and what's the game I always played? Armor Alley. It's an old DOS game. Like, those two games work fine on it, of course, but anything really new you can't handle. But again, it's like I didn't necessarily need it to be that compact. It's like a few inches long. It's like a USB stick. But I would much rather have something the size of a Switch that, yeah, it might be twice as heavy as a Switch, but you could still play it in bed. And it can do everything your PC does. That's pretty awesome. I still have to look into getting Windows 11. It's not going to be officially supported for my desktop, so I might wait until it's fully out and then buy a motherboard that is designed for it. Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the possibilities. Steam Deck. I do have a lot of gadgets. I could bear to lose or sell some of my stuff. I really do need to. Sometimes with older electronics, though, it's hard to find a buyer, you know, and it's not safe to just throw away, nor would you want to when there's stuff that still has value. Like I said, the Game Boys, yeah, they're starting to screen rot and stuff, but there's a lot of collectors out there that would still want them. I just need to find them. Even my GBA, I'm starting to think, like, I have the GameCube that has the adapter, and that's a sought after thing. I just met someone online a couple days ago that was like, oh, I wish I had one of those, and I'm like, well, I have one. I feel kind of bad because I don't use it every day or anything. I know a lot of speedrunners that at least want the attachment on the bottom, but they tend to use software on a hacked GameCube to avoid needing a CD for the emulator portion. Well, I guess it's not an emulator per se. It's if you didn't know, the GameCube attachment for Game Boy Advance is literally the motherboard of a GBA, like, just with a bunch of plastic around it to fit the bottom of the GameCube. So it's running on real GBA hardware. The problem is it also needs the little disc that runs the software that's basically just for setting up save states. the little border, the cute border it puts around the screen and stuff. Like, that's all it does. So people just find a way to emulate that software using a memory stick on a hacked GameCube. And that's something that I put on my list to try someday. I mean, I just don't need to, because I have the disc. But I could always sell the disc to someone who needs some more and just do my own software. Yeah, I definitely didn't plan ahead, but luckily there's a gas station up here. I was wondering when I was going to run out. Wow, we're almost up there. That went by fast. Let's see. So this delivery, yeah, will have taken just about an hour when I get there. Then we can do the potato. I know what the thumbnail is going to be for this video. Big old potato. Yeah, what are my other friends saying? There's like so many games coming out that I'm like, I don't check Steam as often as I used to, and I started checking more. There's so many random indie games I want to try, and I feel like most people haven't even heard of. Same with like itch.io. There tends to be a lot of very small indie devs that get their start there. Wait, this isn't connected? That's not the right button. Just kidding. Oh, I guess I could have driven all the way around. Oh well. I think I know which gas station they modeled this after. It's fun to see that. Yeah. It's such a... Nintendo had a lot of innovative ideas with control schemes and interesting new ways to experience video games. Like, they were the first ones to really dive into online gaming. With, like, the freaking NES had online capabilities in Japan, and they had the disk drive system. I still wonder what the you ever heard of, there's like a NES, what do they call it, Famicom DD version of the first Legend of Zelda, where it has like upgraded graphics, and there was like, they would do weekly dungeons that you would download essentially over your like phone line. Or, maybe not your phone line. I think it was like their TV line. Like, broadcast. But, yeah, you would download, like, a weekly dungeon. And, like, just thinking that that was... Nintendo was doing that, like, I don't know, 1990, somewhere around there. It's pretty cool. Whoa. I still hope they do more with their, what's going on? Why am I... I got scared for a second. It wanted me to go all the way that way, but this is an on-ramp. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, and the other truck followed what his GPS told him, but I could have just taken this way. That's a glitch that they have to fix. The GPS doesn't know that this part of the on-ramp exists. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cool Nintendo stuff. I have so many game systems now. And I'm glad for all the old game systems that aren't very feasible for people to get, that, like Sega, they'll release Game Gear games digitally. That's pretty cool. Like, I've been playing Sonic 3D Blast on one of their collections on Switch, and it's like, I would have never played this game otherwise. It's pretty good. I know somebody who speedruns it, and it's an interesting game, to say the least. Isometric Sonic game. Yeah, I was telling you because, so the Super Nintendo, there's Famicom, Super Famicom Wars had online capabilities, but so did the original Famicom Wars, so the precursor to Advance Wars, had... It was one of those games that you could only download. It was a download-only game, which is just kind of crazy to think about. Like, they had that way back in, like, 1989 or whatever, when they came out with that game. You could only download it. So luckily, a few people from back in the day archived it, so it still exists. What is... Okay, yeah, I am getting off here. So luckily, some people archived it, but like, it's not very good, but it's a part of history, because that's the start of the whole series right there. And you could even see a lot of the maps that they put in almost every Advance Wars game started way back then with that early game, and they just redo the maps. Crazy to think about all of that. Innovation. Nice. That's what I get for not checking. I'm like, I'm probably safe. Didn't feel like stopping. I'd rather just take the damage. Oh yeah, they added insurance to this game, so I can just use my deductible to repair that. Like, if I get up to 10%, then I save a lot of money because my deductible. Alright. Let us find us a potato. Oh, this is an interesting little thing. It's just a housing area. There's even people. Look at that. Weird looking people. Alright, so how risky do I want to be? Let's see. Ooh, I can do that. I've got to try it. This is going to be a mess, but I'm going to try it anyway. Oh, okay. So I have to back it in. I thought I was going to be able to go around. Alright. Let's do this. I'm gonna back it up from here. I am gonna cheat by using third person, but whatever. Sometimes I need that extra help. Hey, look, someone playing basketball. See, this game, they really made it slightly more lifelike than the previous game. And I appreciate it. It's uncanny in its own special way. And I like that. It gives it character to see someone endlessly dribble the ball. Oh, no, did they shoot it? I'm gonna have to watch that person for a little bit to see what their animation loop is. But yeah, look at this nice little neighborhood. They spent so much time building all these little cute houses. And again, this of course the DLC. With the DLC, that's what you're paying for, is a bunch of extra assets that add to the coziness. Because at the end of the day, the gameplay of this game is really just endless roads, and those all pretty much look the same. So when you pay for DLC, this is what you're getting. Beyond just extra road mileage, you're getting dude playing basketball. Did he go inside? No, there he is. Dude playing basketball over there. If I had the potato, that would be the perfect thumbnail. I think one of my thumbnails for this game was I was in San Francisco and there was like a massive accident that I had nothing to do with, and I just loved watching it happen because it was literally an accident in slow motion, because one of the trucks hit the other, and then like they were trying to get unstuck, and so they spent like 5 minutes just like pushing against each other and then backing up and then hitting each other again. It was pretty funny. Alright, this should be enough. I gotta remember how to back up. Okay, so we're gonna just a little bit more. Gotta angle it much further. Cool. Wow. That was actually way more advanced physics than a SnowRunner. I was not expecting it to actually break in kind of realistic fashion. Where I like drove up on it and then it fell. That was cool. Oh, and I'm already going the wrong way. Okay. Let me get this all fixed. Okay, this should be enough. The problem is I have wheel turning turned so far down to make driving good that when you're actually trying to back up and you have to turn the wheel all the way back around, it's way slow. You have to wait a few seconds. Alright, and I want to watch this guy. I think his basketball's invisible right now. Oh, it appeared. His animation got cleaner. Alright, let's see you make this shot, bro. Can't just dribble forever. There's no one even defending. Come on. Oh, he took a step forward. Gonna take another. No, no, he took a step back. Okay. He's practicing his what do you call it? His trash talk. He's trash talking the invisible person in front of him. I wonder if he stays out here at night. That's my next question. Is they probably have an animation of him going inside. Kind of want to see that, but it's only 6 a.m. so this dude's been out here all morning. All right, we can totally do this. 90 experience is probably not worth this, but doesn't matter. Gotta try the difficult option at some point. I'm like pushing the wheel the other way as hard as I can. Wow! Alright, perfect. Not quite. Almost. Alright, that's good enough. Oh, I forgot. This is not SnowRunner. I tried to force it. That was close. I almost got stuck. Alright, cool. Whew. How much damage I end up with? It doesn't even say, so it was minimal. Hey, level up. Alright. So I already... Oh, no, I don't have explosives. Gotta add explosives. Well, you know what? I'm going to add long distance. Because we already know I'm not going to do explosives on this next route because I'm doing potatoes. So maybe I'll do distance. Alright, how much damage do I have? Or does it say that? I'll check later. Wow, well this is it. Give me that potato. Big Idaho potato. Heck yeah. Okay, 20,000. Is that the only one? Oh, no, there's one. At Nampa. I might do that one just to get into another city. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Also find another good one. Pueblo, Colorado. No, yeah, let's do this one. Alright. Big Idaho potato. This is cool. This is my first day in Idaho, so I think my last video was like first day in Utah. This one's first day in Idaho. Peace out, basketball dude. Never give up your dribbling dream. Alright. Nice, cute little neighborhood. I love it. Fits the area really well. There's the big tree house that everyone knows. There's the weeds house. Yeah, it definitely looks like exactly what this area looks like. I know the devs literally drove around taking pictures of these highways, so there's a good chance real houses that I've seen are in this game. Because they just use it as reference. So like, yeah, whatever, that person's house looks good enough next to the freeway. These devs are from Europe, and they're like, I don't know what American houses look like, just copy the ones you see. So it's some of these are almost exact duplicates of a specific house that you drive by on the freeway, and that's kind of awesome. Idaho State. It's weird driving by the temple in Provo. I drove by that last week. Oh wait, no, I went to the St. George Temple, and it, you know, they mimicked what it actually looks like. I didn't go to the Provo Temple. I think it's in this game, and then the Salt Lake Temple is also in the game. Very interesting. because I've been to the city. I got the deal down. I haven't run into a train in this game in a while. I wonder if that's an option I turned down. Oh, nope. I kind of want to see what it looks like. How much damage do I have? 3%? Okay. It looked like it said that. Maybe it's a knockoff. Because sometimes they put real brands in, sometimes they don't. At least it was a small train. Alright. I had my fun. Alright, let's see what this giant potato is all about. Is in need of giant potatoes. 200,000 trailers full of potatoes is quite a bit. I don't even think they have that many active players of this game. So some people are going to be having to haul a lot of them. And I do hopefully they have a live counter that might incentivize people to do more. Some of the events I've done before of this game, which ways... Okay, that's the backside. To go this way. Previous events I've done are holiday events, so I don't know why it's potato event. I guess they just had to think of something to do. Okay, I'm just gonna use my mirrors. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I'm not paying attention. This is the only game I played 4K on stream, but it gets down scale to 720p. But what's annoying is that I use the same scene on OBS for all of my windowed games, almost every game I do, and so I have to manually fit the screen each time to make sure it's... Okay, I didn't want to hear that horn. Oh look, there's a different train, slightly different. Alright. Let's take a look at my giant... Oh my goodness, it's real. And you'll know it's real when you see the Idaho seal. Look at that. Look at that Photoshop. Potato on potato on potato. Wow. Alright. Alright, listen here. I don't think those chains would hold that potato. Just between you and me. I mean, I guess. But, man, that's... I would not want to drive next to this, I guess is what I'm saying. Look at that. Beautiful potato. Drive off into the sunset, a massive potato. Anything more American than a massive Idaho potato. That flag looked pretty good. I mean, again, this game isn't amazing on graphics, but pretty good. Good enough to sell the illusion of being in these places. I mean, those bushes aren't looking too good. They're just kind of in a set pattern. What's over there? Maybe there's a supplier over there, but I don't see anything. It's not on my map. I guess it's the supplier, probably. Huh. Somewhere to sleep over there. Go sleep in a field. Yeah, that's another thing I turned off, because I didn't find it fun, was sleep mechanics. Where you have to plan around your driver sleeping. Just didn't do much for me. I think They also have like realistic fuel usage, which means you have to refuel about twice as often. So that's also not very fun. So I turn that off. I'm usually all for realism in the simulators to give a good experience, but if it detracts from my fun, then no point leaving it on. But yeah, this has been a good stream so far. I'm happy with the way the game plays and how Idaho looks. Oh, this whole time I had my lights on. Notice, I forget, so in this game, I don't remember if they always implemented this, but when you're in a city, time flows normally, but when you're on the freeway and the distances are compressed compared to real life, then time flows like way faster, like 50 times faster. So notice every minute is like a second now, but it was 6 a.m. for quite a while in that town. Now we're back up to speed. This road, I know this stretch that they're emulating here. Let's take a look at what it looks like in the daytime. Yeah, they nailed it. There's a section that looks just like that. The freeway twists like this, back and forth. Oh, yeah, look at that. Potato farm. There's a sound effect. Doesn't quite sound right, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think I would prefer to live in Idaho. Too much snow and cold. And it's just a little too far away from, like, if I ever want to see a concert. Almost no one ever has a concert in Idaho. Go really far if you want to see a band. I mean, it's closer to Canada. It might be fun to go to Canada sometimes. Look at that. What's the sign say? Same thing, okay. Yeah, the time mechanic, it's not really that necessary. I think part of it is when you're doing real-time or non-real-time deliveries, it would be very frustrating to like be stuck in a red light and an hour passes in game when you're trying to deliver a quick delivery. So like a lot of the deliveries are like it gives you maybe 50% time leeway. So if it's 60 miles away, for example, it expects you to go 65 on the freeway, it might only give you an hour. But then it would add 50% to that and it would give you an hour and a half. So if you could imagine trying to do that in game, that's like a minute and a half in real time to get it to the next town, and being stuck at a red light or a stop sign, losing an hour at a stop sign would be kind of ridiculous. So that must be why they did it. I think it's the same in Euro Truck Simulator. Because yeah, that would be very ridiculous. I've had a few close calls with deliveries for the what do they call them? Like timely deliveries, or basically you get extra money to take on a delivery that's expected in a shorter amount of time. Some of those are pretty tight, where you can't encounter too many errors or traffic to get there on time. You don't lose too much for being late, but still, it's nice that it's always possible to deliver on time. Another cheat for this game people don't realize is if the traffic gets too heavy and you just want to make it all go away, you just do a save and quit and then load back up. And when you load, there's no traffic. It generates over time. So if you're stuck behind 10 cars at a stop sign, you just save and quit. It's much faster. Hey, rest stop. Yeah, they really nailed what stuff looks like. I really appreciate their 3D artists to take all the references of what buildings look like in America and just copy them in 3D. It must take a lot of work. That's why I never feel bad. Like, they're a relatively small dev, but like I don't feel bad at all that it's taken them years and they've only done the Western states at this point, because it's a lot of work and they keep themselves busy. I'm glad people are still buying the game and buying the DLC so that they'll keep making it. Gosh, and everyone should know there's multiplayer. Like, I should send some emails out to some streamers I watch and be like, hey, you know that game you played one time or not very often? It's getting an update. You should play multiplayer. There's definitely a few big streamers I used to watch that would play this once in a while. And would play the mod for multiplayer for Euro Truck mainly. But if they found out American Truck has real multiplayer, it would be ecstatic. Yeah, my giant potato. What else? I wonder if Euro Truck Simulator 2 has multiplayer now, because it's the same engine as far as I know. I imagine they could implement it there as well and maybe get a resurgence of people buying it. That game has been like nearly free on Steam numerous times, so for anyone listening, if you don't feel like spending the 20 or 25 bucks on American Truck Simulator, then consider getting Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's almost the same game, except it's in Europe. It's missing a few features that they added in this game, but it has more trucks still than this game, and more DLC, because they have, I think, all of Europe now. But definitely worth checking out for $5 or less, for sure. See if you'll like a simulator game like this from playing it. And again, get Euro Truck Simulator 2. The first one is much rougher and older. 2 was the one that launched the renaissance of simulator games, you could call it, where everyone made a simulator game and put simulator in the title because of Euro Truck Simulator 2. It was that popular. And then you get all the cheap knockoffs that came later that throw simulator in the title. All due to that one game. With the first game just being popular enough that they could make a second, and the second game exploded to be one of the most popular games on Steam for years. Very dedicated fan base. Speaking of simulators and fan bases, I really should do a Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. I've spent 3 times as long updating the game as I have actually playing it. So, there's that. I think it says I have 10 hours on record, and I've definitely only played like 2 or 3 hours. I did the tutorial for like a Cessna, and I flew around my area in real life, then crashed, and that's about it. So, they've added so many things over however many months since the game came out that I'm pretty excited to jump back into it. I should add that to the list. I'm not sure how well it will stream, but if I do like I usually do with stream games and make it a little tiny window at 1080p, it'll probably stream fine. It might be hard to see all the instrument panels, but I could also do 1080p full screen and stream it that way. Whatever ends up being streamable. But frame rate was definitely not 60 FPS without a stream, so streaming it will be a little difficult, at least with my current computer. So one reason why I haven't streamed it yet. There's a bunch of other games on my list I should stream because I own them and I want an excuse to play them. Like my brother got me Bannerlord Mountain Blade 2, and that game I decided to wait until I got a bunch of updates, and it's gotten a bunch of updates, so maybe worth playing. Also, I waited until there was mods for Cyberpunk 2077 to make the obnoxious ads go away by changing the content of them, and a couple other, like you can move the police mod. I'm going to use that. So at the very least, installing those 2 mods will make it so I'll actually finish that game. And if it's going to be clean, because I cut out nudity and gross stuff, then I might as well stream it. I don't even remember, I think my channel is technically kid-friendly, because on Twitch they make you do a mature audience warning if you're playing games or speaking in a way that isn't suitable for children. So I might actually have to change that if I do that. Cyberpunk, because it is an M-rated game with lots of violence. Even if I apply mods, I doubt they have an entire violence removal mod. I don't know what that would be like. Oh, yeah, no, let's not do that. It's like I could, but that would take forever, because then I have to back all the way up and back it all the way in. We're doing it easy today. I think this was over 100 miles. I'm pretty sure it was, so I should get an achievement or something once I deliver this. But yay. Yay for the easy delivery. I mean, it might as well be auto delivery if this is all I have to do. World of Trucks. Alright. I forgot, since World of Trucks is across games, technically they also have my Euro Truck stuff saved in there too, so that's cool. Alright. Let's take a look at my loans. Bank loans. Where's the ones? Yeah, these all have bad interest rates. Let's get rid of the oldest one. Alright. And then let's see what else we got. Yeah, so this is what the game looks like right now. So yeah, I haven't even been to Colorado yet, or oh, I have been to Washington. There's a couple of these like up here where it's like one of the only logging places or something, so I might want to check that out. Let's just see what we got for external. Maybe I'll do another potato. Give me that big potato. Apparently they don't have potatoes around here. Oh, the big potato. Oh yeah, we gotta do that. Tour of northern Idaho, where I've never been before. So let's do that. It's not even that heavy, 8,000 pounds. Everything else is heavier. It makes it go pretty fast. Compared to other cargo loads that are heavier. I like how the spotlights are pretty good. People take screenshots and the devs put it into the loading screens. Oh, picking up from here. That's nice. We're just gonna drive around the block anyway. Oh, fake gas station room. I was hoping I could use that. Wow, that's the Walmart font. I just realized the very specific sans serif font. Shouldn't have to use third person, whatever. don't know if they reset my realistic trailer hitching setting, or I didn't see it. It's like they removed it or something, and like I feel like it's slightly easier than it was when I had it on realistic, so maybe I should check to see if that's back on. Basically, this is like SnowRunner level of difficulty, where you just kind of have to sort of align it, and then you can automatically couple. But that's one of the difficulty options I like to put on, is having to actually get the little hitch into your saddle directly. Gotta aim it just right to hook in. But I didn't seem to do it that time, and it worked fine, so I guess I'll have to check then. Alright, last delivery. We are an hour and a half into this lovely stream. Hope you're enjoying. I've been told I have a radio announcer voice, but a nighttime radio announcer for a more soothing sound. Hopefully not too many people fall asleep to my stream when they shouldn't. But if you want to sleep and are safe to do so, go right ahead. I am not offended. Check out that potato. Look at that. They really did just take a potato model and upscale it, didn't they? With a slightly higher res texture than a tiny potato. Well, I'm glad you think so as well. What's funny is that whenever I hear my own voice, I think it's very much quieter and less manly than what I hear echoing in my own head when I talk. So it's kind of hilarious that other people find it nice. Because to me, hearing your own voice is just a weird thing. It's like, oh, that's what I sound like? Doesn't sound like that to me. But, yeah, I can talk for hours. Double-edged sword when I was a professor, because people would fall asleep and I couldn't fault them because that's just the way my voice is, and I was told that many times, like, sorry professor, like, your voice just like is hypnotic and it just puts me to sleep. I'm like, yeah, it should probably involve a lot more activities if that's the case. Every 5 or 10 minutes make sure people are involved. Well, good. I'm also bypassing this line of traffic by crossing the double yellow. Alright. This will be interesting. Take a look at the map. It's just highway weaving through the mountains for the next few hundred miles. And hopefully I don't need gas, because that could be catastrophic. So in this game, if you run out of gas, or if you total your truck, then you have to call a tow truck, and then it'll just take you back to the next city and charge you a bunch of money. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Zach. Have a good night, or day, whatever time it is. I'm surprised my 1 or 2 streams of Euro or American Truck Simulator have some amount of attention on my channel. So some people enjoy this very basic truck driving content. SnowRunner, I feel, is a bit more interesting. But I guess in this case, you have the interest of the world locations. You say, hey, I want to see how they recreated my hometown. So it gives you a reason to see it. I definitely get, when I put in my titles that I'm trying out a new patch or a DLC, I tend to get a lot more views, because people want to see what the new content's like, and they just Google it, they put it into YouTube search, and my video tends to come up. So, glad to be of help to show some very basic, relaxing gameplay. I am looking forward to doing a Arma 3 stream someday. Okay, no damage. Well, this certainly is a road. Okay, I kind of like that. You can see the train under there, under the bridge. I'm over the bridge. That's cool. I like that. What was that? Oh, loans, okay. I'm like, what, did I get a ticket? Alright, oh, almost killed myself, okay, cool. Sometimes it takes a while for it to register damage. Okay, for a while I thought I had a flat in the front because of how it looked at the construction site, but it's fine. I'm surprised that hasn't registered yet. Oh, there is a gas station. I should probably take advantage of it. Ugh. Yeah. Good times were had by all. I was going to say Mount Rushmore. I'm like, no, I'm far away from Mount Rushmore. We're in Idaho. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. Who designed these? Come on. Don't they know trucks come through here? Wow. Imagine diesel that cheap. And now I'm stuck. Alright, let's just back out. What's it gonna show me? The store over here? This line of trees? Gas station? I honestly don't know. Maybe something on the other side of the street? A small town? It's probably the small town. I'm just now seeing the small town. Hey, that's a Prius. I wonder if they got licensing, or are these all knockoff normal cars. I really hope they do add officially a drive a normal car mode, because that would be pretty cool. I would use that. Oh, it is. Fly through. McCall. Really? Okay. For a second I'm like, wow, that's it. Wow, 2 whole people. This is cool. Even if people are just kind of endlessly stuck in animations. Yeah, look at that. Small town atmosphere. Love it. A Prius there. Fake Prius. Manchester Ice and Event Center. Interesting. Like, I can't imagine them making this DLC and just being like, okay, we have to make Idaho? How do I make Idaho, like, have locations to visit? And, like, then you get McCall, Idaho getting its own cinematic. That's how you do it. Looking forward to doing the Provo one sometime. I know I did the St. George one. Or actually, I don't remember if I actually clicked on it or if I just drove by and looked everywhere. Wow. How do you like that, JPEG? You see that? I hope everyone saw that. The reflection in the glass was just a giant JPEG of a street entrance, like a perpendicular street to the glass, and it made no sense. So that was cool. Sure. Turn up the anti-aliasing a bit. Turning up the shadows would hurt the frame rate, I think, for the stream. But at least the anti-aliasing is looking pretty bad here. At least like 2/3 of the screen when I play this game in first person is static, so the encoder doesn't have a hard time with it. But when I do this, go, ooh, look at me. That's yep. I was gonna say that it will overload the encoder, and as soon as I said that, it says encoding overloaded. So yep. Please turn down to a faster setting. A 45th parallel, way up north. Well, I'm glad by the time I play this next, it might have another update, and it'll fast travel me back to my garage again. Because I don't want to have to drive all the way back the same route that I just took. It's going to take forever. But yeah, we're nearing the end of the stream. 300 miles to go. I'm trying to think if there's any more video game news. Steam Deck looks cool. Have it reserved for the basic model, 64 gigabyte for $400. I kept wanting to get a PS5, but in hindsight, it was kind of like the PS4 launch where there was only a couple games I potentially wanted, and then like Final Fantasy VII Remake was one of them, and it took forever to come out, so I eventually did buy a PS4 Pro. It was ready as it came out, but there's not a lot else. Right now, the main reason for me to get PS5 would just be to upgrade my PS4 games to run better than my PS4 Pro. And then get the next installment of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy another console just for one game. What else was... Oh, yeah, there was also, briefly, Sekiro was an exclusive, and so was Ghost of Tsushima. But the way... Each one of those games eventually came to PC. So as long as I can be patient, avoid spoilers, there's really no reason to get it. Now again, if I got one for cheap or for free, then I would upgrade all of my existing games plus a couple games as they come out, which is pretty cool. But it's not $500, you know. Much rather have a Steam Deck where I can enjoy my hundreds of games library handheld. There's so many. I almost want to do a whole video where I just go over all the games I would play on Steam Deck to convince myself to buy it. There's so many, and it might be useful for someone to be like, what games would play well potentially on it? And right now I'm thinking like Creeper World 3 and 4. Like those are games I would love to play on my phone or in bed, or on a Switch, but it's only PC. FTL, like I was saying earlier, pretty much right now only on PC as reasonably playable. Feasible to play. What else? Papers, Please would run well. Bigger screen than PS Vita, and also like touch mouse controls. Would be interesting to try with that. World of Horror, another one that the dev hasn't updated in like a year, or since October of last year. It hasn't said anything, so development is stalled, and I love that game and want to stream it. It should be on my indie showcase list. I'll add it because everyone should buy that game. It's a masterpiece. I read Uzumaki recently, and it gives me more of an appreciation for movie horror. It makes me want to play it even more. Junji Ito wrote a manga called Uzumaki, which is World in Japanese. And yeah, it's horror, a lot of body horror and cosmic horror kind of stuff. Pretty cool stuff to have. And the aesthetic, old computer aesthetic, it's really good. So yeah, World of Horror, another game I recommend. So expect that on the stream. But again, it is supposed to be ported eventually, but it hasn't. Another game I would love to play handheld is Dwarf Fortress, which is eventually getting a Steam release. But you know, if I install Windows on my Steam Deck, then I can just play the free release anyway. I do plan on buying Dwarf Fortress just to support the devs and how much enjoyment they've given me and how revolutionary their game is. Like, I just want to support them, and that's a perfect way to do it, by making the Steam version a bestseller and by giving them money. Because I don't know, I think it has like tile sets and maybe some ease of use features, but mostly for Fortress mode, which I still haven't gotten into. Maybe I would someday, maybe for a stream, I'll do Dwarf Fortress. Another game that deserves a spotlight. It's been talked about a lot, but I want to demystify the game. And honestly, I would play adventure mode if anything, because no one ever streams that. Like, very rarely do people make videos of adventure mode, and I want to highlight it because it's my favorite mode. I'm not much of a management sim kind of guy, especially when you can't directly control your people. Sounds kind of boring and frustrating to me, honestly, playing Dwarf Fortress, but playing adventure mode, it just plays like a roguelike in a massive, randomly generated world with many interconnected systems. And I have amazing stories I could tell of just the few playthroughs I've had. And the amazing things that happen. It's like an auto-generated D&D campaign. It's that good. The kind of stories you can tell, and the fun NPC interactions you have. So there's that. I'll add it to my list of games I need to stream. But expect more of this game in the future, of course. When I get time, it's like, yeah, here and there, stream, at least a stream a week is what I'm shooting for. Been busy this last week, but here you go with this video. Nice little truck stream. We're almost there. Look at that potato. Don't want to destroy the encoder too much. Hey, you can see the reflection in my exhaust on the left. You see that? Is that like a fake reflection? Let's see if the car's in it. No, it's real. A real reflection of the road. Pretty cool. Glad I turned reflections up, because that's fun to watch. Even though it makes no sense because it's like seeing through my truck, it is cool because it's like a better rear view mirror than my side mirror. That's kind of hilarious to think about. Alright, no looking. Alright, I looked after I already committed. Alright, am I gonna have to wait? I'm probably gonna have to wait at this point. Left exit. Yep. Left exit. Yeah, it's like skip 2, do the 3rd. Seems about what they make me do. Yeah. Your vehicle is not perfect technical state. Be more careful next time. Like, thanks. I know. Okay, so now we're all the up here, the final stretch. Should be fine on gas, but I should get whatever's in this thing anyway. Probably a recruitment center or something. Wow, that does not look like a fun parking lot. A very narrow entrance, one car entrance. Oh, it's a new truck dealership. Western Star truck. Well, might as well get repaired while I'm here. So I'm getting yelled at for not. Service my truck. Nice. Co-insurance. So it's like, that's a pretty low deductible. $600 for a massive truck. Alright. Whoa, don't go too fast. I like how my arms disappear when I'm inside the cabin. In a SnowRunner, you can turn off your arms. So it's a toggle where you keep them on by default. See your guy try to move his arms the way you're steering the wheel, but for the most part it glitches out, so better to not have it on like this. Alright, almost done. 3 more hours in game. Gosh, I love this game. I don't know why it does that sound glitch every time I enter the cabin. It's weird. Oh, I may not find a dinosaur on the side. Looking for fossils. Idaho is known for fossils, right? Maybe. giant potato. It's real. It's a real giant potato. Oh, what's it say on the back? Facebook, Big Idaho Potato Tour. Wait, is that real? Hashtag Big Idaho Potato. Twitter, Big Idaho Potato. follow us at 844 Big Potato, or follow us at potatotracker.com. Please tell me this isn't real, other than in the game. Heart healthy, gluten-free, 110 calories. Dude, is this like an actual sponsored potato thing? I mean, a Idaho potato thing? Did Idaho pay the devs to add this in the game? I'm very confused. Oh, and the turnout. I don't feel like doing it right now, so whatever the cool experience is, I don't get it. This truck's out. You gotta respect that how much of our lives in modern society relies on truck traffic, trucks hauling cargo. Every grocery store, every house built, every road built, carried on the backs of trucks. They added the different visual aesthetics of the different cop cars in different states. So that's pretty cool. I do appreciate that part of the DLC, is the different kinds of cars and trucks you see in that given state. Oh, this is going to wreck the encoder. See all that fine detail in the trees? Good luck seeing that. Hopefully it's a blur by the time you see it. Or else the encoder's going to break down. Yeah, all that shadow. It's like... So I ordered some food yesterday and it didn't show up. So I called customer service and got a do-over. Second order arrived. Today I ordered some food and it arrived, but half the order was missing. so it's 2 days in a row that my food was tampered with or stolen. So that's cool. Cool. I think people are learning how to scam delivery companies more. They sign up real quick, maybe under a false name or something. If it's automated enough, they just go pick up a bunch of people's orders and take what they want. I'm starting to realize that, like, usually I get people that I'm the only order that they take, and so they go pick up my order and then deliver directly to me. For these last 2 days, it's people that I'll notice it says that they're delivering other orders on the way to me, and then, like yesterday, they got to my house and just never left the parking lot. They just left with my food. Then today, same thing. They go deliver to someone else's order, and then they go steal from my order. So that's cool. I guess it's possible that the place forgot my food. They did charge me for it, for the other item, but I don't know. I don't have that as often, because then the person who's working there is liable and they could get fired for making a mistake. So it's much more likely the driver is stolen. I am grateful for tamper-proof stickers on my food, so at least people aren't opening it up and things that are sealed stealing from within them. Either steal the whole order or part of a sealed order, but not the internal part of one sealed order, if that makes sense. Like a sealed bag. There's two bags, I guess they could take one bag or the other, but they're not going to open up a bag and take stuff out, because it's just super obvious that the delivery driver is responsible. Alright, let's see what this is. And then we can finally deliver this. So, by default... yeah, that wasn't good. By default, the controller controls use turn signals, and I think they finally updated the AI to react to turn signals, but I turn them off because I need buttons for other stuff, so I have no turn signals right now. I'm wondering if I should start using them, because I can potentially signal the AI. That's all I needed. Yeah, you don't have to actually go inside a recruitment agency after you unlock it. Once you drive by, that's enough. Man, they've changed the symbols in this game so many times for the icons. Because now recruitment agencies, yet again, different. Wait, I can drive that far off the road? I didn't know that. That's cool. Yep, thanks. That was your fault. I guess I couldn't signal, so maybe it's my fault. Alright, almost there. I should check my percent of roads discovered again. This game has the same problem with SnowRunners. With every DLC, it gets harder to complete the whole game, but it's always a good metric to see how diverse my driving has been. Every city. I think they also have a cities discovered statistic, so it might give you an idea of how widely traveled I am. Alright, well, we're gonna deliver this and then I'm gonna go. Hope you enjoy. Expect more in this game in the future, especially multiplayer, eventually. So exciting that they added it. Idaho. Apparently there's an achievement for this, so I should watch all of these. Oh, it also does it at the current time of day. So this probably looks pretty bad in the middle of the night, you know? Sound of the South. Interesting. I wonder if they're trying to make a statement by referencing Song of the South playing at an Idaho theater in current year. But whatever. Maybe that's Europeans' understanding of Idaho. They like old racist movies. From Disney, no less. Which reminds me, they did put it on their streaming service. I can watch it if I want. I don't know why I'd want to. Oh, do they have the old musicals on there? Does Disney own like old classic G-rated musicals? Because there's a whole bunch of those I've never seen. That might be worth watching. Disney Plus. I watched WandaVision, that was pretty good. Disney also has... Was it Disney? Maybe it's Hulu. I got it free Hulu Premium or whatever. And I was watching X-Men the animated series. And I was remembering, I'm like, yeah, it really was that good. X-Men animated series and Batman animated series. And then also Spider-Man. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man or whatever. Those three shows were really good comic book shows that stayed to the heart of the feel of the comics, as well as true to the characters and being their own standalone goodness. Like the animated series invented Harley Quinn, who is now one of the most recognizable female characters in all of comics. They just turned out on the show. Being abused. Psychic of the Joker. That's the show I need to watch. Unfortunately, I think the only way to watch it is to buy it. Batman the animated series. Which is a shame. Watch The Simpsons. Disney owns that. At least the streaming rights for it. Anyway. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the massive potatoes. I delivered a total of 2. So I'm doing my part for this event. And if you have this game, do the event now. We can all get something for free. Oh, I do not like where this is going. Okay, it opens. I thought I was going to have to go all the way around. Yeah, let's just do the easy. I gotta go. Don't have time for this. Check out my YouTube channel, Molotov2112, for more content. Lots of cool stuff on there. More trucks on SnowRunner. Expect more streams of that in the future. Probably an Arma stream with Zach. I should add that to the showcase because, yeah, that's a game that I'm going to showcase. And not necessarily playing often. That was weird. Apparently I went too fast. Alright, we're gonna check my achievement level. Progress history. Wow, look at that. 22%. 12,000 miles driven. Cool. 18 hours playtime. Only 16 days in game. I own 2 garages and have a bunch of people. Let's check my drivers real quick. All right. Well, one of them's making money. What does that mean? He's on his computer trailer? What? Currently pulling a trailer? No, that's what that means. So in a truck on his computer trailer? Alright, let's see what this dude's doing. Oh, well, he's only done 2 jobs, so that's fine. Yeah, he's good. How's Robert doing? Yeah, he pulls in the money. Let's see, he has 2 of those. See, this Vladimir has longer distance, though, so he's going to be more consistent overall. Empty pallets, dry van in Boise. So he's driving all the way to Boise. Whatever. And he's in the Kenworth. Maybe that's the problem. These guys have... I don't know. I think that one costs more than what I'm using. Whatever. They're both making money. That's all that matters. Let's see. Base wage. Yeah, they're about the same. Look at my profit for this. It's 44.44. Alright, cool. Well, good night, everybody.